How I budget like a millionaire without earning like one. It's easy to believe that budgeting like a millionaire requires earning like one. But the truth is, wealth-building habits don't start with big paychecks, they start with mindset and discipline. I don't make seven figures, but I've learned how to manage my money like someone who does. And the best part, anyone can. These strategies don't require flashy titles or corner offices. They just require intention, clarity, and a little bit of patience. Here's how I budget like a millionaire without the millionaire income. But before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Now, let's get started. Step 1. Know every dollar like a business knows inventory. Millionaires treat money like a business asset. They don't guess their net worth. They know it. They don't think they're spending too much, they track it to the penny. That's the first shift I made. I began tracking my money like a company would track its inventory. I started using simple spreadsheets and budgeting apps, but most importantly, I reviewed my finances weekly. Every dollar that came in and out was reviewed, categorized, and questioned. Not to control everything out of fear, but to understand. Wealthy people don't fear money, they master it. And that starts by knowing exactly what it's doing. Step 2. Pay myself first, no matter what. Before any bills, before groceries, before fun, I pay myself first. It's a principle that sounds selfish, but it's one of the most self-respecting things you can do. Even when my income was tight, I started by setting aside 10% into savings and another 10% into investments. Sometimes it was less, but the point wasn't the amount, it was the habit. Millionaires prioritize building wealth before spending it. They don't save what's left, they spend what's left after saving. This simple shift in priority has helped me build an emergency fund, grow a modest portfolio, and feel far more secure than I ever did before. Step 3. Separate wants from goals. I used to spend emotionally. A tough week, I deserved takeout. A good week, I earned new clothes. It felt justified in the moment, but left me with little progress toward my goals. Millionaire budgeting isn't about being boring or joyless, it's about understanding the difference between temporary wants and long-term goals. So I created a rule. If it doesn't support my financial future, I pause. That pause alone, just 24 hours, has saved me from countless impulse buys. I've learned to redirect that same desire into something lasting. A new pair of shoes feels great, but watching my investments grow, that's a high that lasts much longer. Step 4. Automate the boring, focus on the big picture. Millionaires don't spend energy making the same small decisions every month. Their secret? Automation. I started automating everything I could: transfers to savings, contributions to investments, bill payments. Not only did it prevent late fees or missed savings goals, it also freed up mental space. Instead of thinking, "Did I remember to transfer money this week?" I could focus on larger financial strategies. This automation helps protect me from my worst habits like overspending or forgetting to save. Millionaires know that consistency beats intensity. Automating my financial systems was one of the smartest, low-effort, high-reward changes I ever made. Step 5. Live like a stealth millionaire. Here's a truth I never saw coming. Most real millionaires don't act like it. They don't drive the flashiest cars or live in the trendiest neighborhoods. They don't constantly upgrade their lifestyle to match every race. Instead, they live well below their means, and that's how they stay rich. I decided to adopt this mindset too. Just because I could afford something didn't mean I needed it. I stopped equating spending with success. Now, I rent a modest apartment, cook more than I order out, and wear the same watch I've had for years. I still enjoy life, but I don't need to prove anything with my wallet. Step 6. Use the 70-20-10 rule with a twist. Budgeting doesn't need to be complicated to be effective. One rule I learned from studying millionaire habits is the 70-20-10 rule. It's simple. 70% of income goes to living expenses, 20% to savings and debt repayment, and 10% to investing. I added a personal twist out of the 70%. I challenge myself to stay closer to 60%, and I funnel that extra 10% into a wealth-building fund. That fund helps me pursue side projects, education, or even future business ventures. It's not just about cutting expenses, it's about expanding possibilities. This rule helps me keep a balanced life without sacrificing progress. Step 7. Invest like I deserve to retire rich. Even without a six-figure salary, I started investing early, and that's where the magic happens. I may not invest thousands at once, but I invest consistently. Monthly contributions to a diversified portfolio, including index funds, have made a big difference. I also treat learning about investing as part of the process. Millionaires often read, study trends, and understand risk. So I do the same. I don't chase hype, I chase knowledge. It's not about timing a market, it's about time in the market. And even small amounts grow when given enough time and consistency. The earlier you start, the more powerful it becomes. Step 8. Budget with purpose, not guilt. One of the biggest mindset shifts I made was budgeting from a place of purpose instead of restriction. I used to feel deprived when I told myself no, but now I remind myself what I'm saying yes to. Yes to financial freedom. Yes to stress-free living. Yes to the dream of owning a home, traveling without debt, or launching my own business. Budgeting is not punishment, it's permission. Permission to create a life that isn't ruled by bills or panic. When you approach budgeting with this mindset, you don't feel like you're cutting back. You feel like you're taking control. Step 9. Emergency fund equals peace of mind. It might not be glamorous, but millionaires always have cash reserves. So I made it a priority to build an emergency fund covering at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. Even when I was living paycheck to paycheck, I put aside a little bit every week. Over time, that small effort became a cushion that saved me more than once when my car broke down, when I had medical bills, or when freelance work slowed down. An emergency fund doesn't just save money, it saves mental energy. And that peace of mind is something even money can't buy. Step 10. Make my budget breathe. Millionaire budgets aren't rigid, they're flexible. Life changes, priorities shift, unexpected opportunities arise. So I learned to make my budget breathe. Every quarter, I review and adjust based on where I'm at. Did I start earning more? Great time to increase savings or investments. Did expenses rise? Time to trim elsewhere. The goal isn't to create a perfect budget, it's to create a responsive one. I treat my finances like a living organism, adapting and evolving as I grow. That's how wealth is sustained, not through rigidity, but through resilience. Step 11. Track net worth, not just expenses. Tracking every coffee or gas bill is helpful, but tracking net worth changed the game for me. Once a month, I total up all my assets, cash, investments, savings, and subtract any debts. That number tells me the truth about my financial health. Even when my income stayed the same, seeing my net worth grow month by month became incredibly motivating. It's how millionaires measure progress, not just by what they earn, but by what they own. Focusing on net worth helps me stay focused on building, not just spending. Step 12. Delay gratification, reap the rewards. If there's one trait nearly all millionaires share, it's the ability to delay gratification. They don't buy something just because they want it now. They plan, they save, they earn it. And so do I. Instead of upgrading my phone every year, I wait. Instead of traveling first class on credit, I budget and go economy, knowing I'm investing the difference. It's not about saying no to joy, it's about saying yes to bigger goals. Delayed gratification is a superpower, and the longer you practice it, the easier it gets and the bigger the rewards become. You don't need $1 million to think like one. You don't need a massive income to budget like the wealthy. You need clarity, consistency, and the courage to think differently. Millionaire habits aren't reserved for the elite, they're available to anyone willing to live with intention. I'm not rich yet, but I budget like I am. And that mindset has already changed everything. If this helped you reimagine your budget or gave you a fresh perspective on how millionaires think, share it with someone who's ready to level up. Drop a comment with your favorite tip or the one you're starting today. And don't forget to follow for more real-life money strategies that actually work, no $1 million income required.